It's the grandson of Right Thought. As I've already said, it's about all of us, each one of you, coming back to the truth of the name of I Am. Understanding how you were never taught about the truth of that name. I Am. How practical it is in your life, the use of it. But how powerful the use of it is. And how we were taught and commanded, actually, not to take the Most High's name in vain. He shared his name with us so that we would be co-creators along with him as his children, using that name. But a lot of us have been using that name in vain. And this is what's important in your life that you understand. See, because your life is I Am. Whatever comes after I Am, when you speak it, that is your life. That is your living. Not none of the things that you're doing in the 3D, not where you work and how much money you make, and it's your ideals of the name of I Am. Do you see that? When he separated us and pulled us out of this world as elect, you call yourselves chosen ones, you call yourself elect, don't you? Well, then you've been elected out of the world and how they use the name of I Am. Back to the truth of I Am. Now, the main thing is that once you come back to the truth of I Am, do you believe it? What does the scripture say? You have not because you ask not. And then when you ask and you're not believing. You ask amiss, it is written. So you're not asking the correct way when you ask for things. And then when you do ask, you're not believing that you'll have it when you ask. So when you guys do these affirmations and I am this and I am that and I am that, you can say it all day long. Do you believe it when you say it? When you say I am loved, do you feel the feelings that match the feeling of being loved? Because if you don't, then your husband and wife inside of yourself have not actually made love. So then you cannot actually manifest a child. You remember the lesson about Solomon's wisdom we were breaking down last night? Remember that principle. And think of it as a husband and a wife. Thought and feeling, like I've been telling you guys all along. When you think of something, that is your man side inside of yourself. Male and female, we both have this. When you decide, that is the man side. I want that. That is the man side or consciousness. The subconscious or the feeling or the woman, the feminine aspect of you, is the feeling associated with having the thing that you have imagined. That's the woman. Now, when you are thinking and feeling the feelings that match the thought, now you're making love. You see that? So now there's an opportunity for a child to be born, or in other words, a manifestation to come. Y'all see that? So that's why he said the kingdom of heaven is within you. You see? Not out there where you're looking around in the 3D. That's why he told you to ignore that. You have to actually live in reverse of how the world has taught you to live. Circumstance first, then feeling. No, we live feeling first and then circumstance. That's the truth of a spiritual being. And if they don't know that, then they're feeling feelings and then their circumstances are coming and they're not understanding why. They've been stripped away from their heritage, as the scripture says. In every way. They've been stripped from their power and identity of knowing how to use the name of I Am, and it's proper. They're using it improper. And that's what this is for the elect, for the chosen ones. That's why they gang stalk and they put these things, these illusions on you, distractions on you, to get you to leave your house, your secret place where you've been making love with your woman all day, creating the world that you want. Y'all see that? You see how simple that is to understand? That's what they're distracting you from. going inside your secret chamber with your woman. Song of Solomon talks about this over and over and over again. When it's talking about her waiting at her door and longing for her man to come, that's the subconscious mind waiting for the conscious mind to bring it an image to co-create with. So while you're waking, like you are right now, when you're at work and you're talking to people and interacting, your subconscious mind is at home in the bed waiting for her husband to come back. So then when you go down and you lay down in your bed to go to sleep, just like Song of Solomon was telling you about, then that's when they come together. The conscious and the subconscious, that's when they come together. That's why we are most effective at manifesting when we're dozing off. That feeling right before you fall asleep, that when you're dozing, you feel like you're just about to go to sleep, but you're not asleep. That's when you're the most powerful at manifesting, because that's when the husband and the wife are one. The conscious and the subconscious are blending into one at that moment. So whatever image you have, that's what you're creating in that moment. So do you see why it does no good to let the sun go down on your wrath or have stress and strife when you lay down to go to sleep at night? Because you're actually imagining and creating in that moment. So that's why they want you to go to sleep with stress and strife and no happiness and thinking about bullshit that you have no business thinking about. You should be imaging and creating what you want, what you truly desire, what your heart's desire truly is, you see? So that's what these distractions are for. Is to get you to not be doing that. To get you focused on everything else. Everything else. And that's why it's important that you understand the male and female within us all. We all must understand that we all have a male and female. We have thought and feeling. And those two must become one. The crown and the heart must become one again within us. Within the body. You understand that? So that we can create babies or manifestations, you see? Consciously to do it. See, because the thing is, a lot of you have been doing it unconsciously. You've been creating negative circumstances for yourself and you don't know you're doing it. So that's why we're telling you today that it's you doing it. You're creating it with your thoughts and feelings. What does the scripture say? As a man thinketh in his heart, see? So is he. In other words, what is Solomon saying? He's saying, as a man thinks and feels, matches the feeling with the thought, so is he. So, do you see why you have to regulate your feelings? That's why I told you that they're trying to get emotional uprisings out of you to make you feel fear, so that you can create bullshit for your life. You can't create anything good for you if you have fear. Understand that today. If you use fear as an ingredient in the thing that you create, it will be fucked up. It's going to be messed up in some way. It's going to lack. So that's why we use a foundation stone of what, y'all? Truth and love when we manifest. We manifest in the name of truth and love. You guys see that? So that's why he was telling us that it's high time for us to wake out of sleep. You see? Doing things unconsciously and being used. You see that? You're being used. Your thought and feeling is being used to create a world that other people want. They tell you what to think and feel. Now, if they're not telling you what to think and feel, then why do you have a TV? Why is there the news? Why is there propaganda shown to you 24/7 if they're not telling you what to think and feel? It's because they're trying to get you to think and feel what they want you to think and feel. It's very simple. So that you'll create their world. They will sway your opinion about certain people so that you'll either think and feel good thoughts about that person so that they'll create a good life for them or a great circumstance for them, or they'll get you to think negative thoughts about a person so they'll get you to think to bring their life down. It's called voodoo. It's called witchcraft. Y'all see that? Y'all got to know that today, though. You have to know this is a spiritual war that you're in. And if you're lacking your spiritual armor, then you can't make war. It's just that simple. And for those of y'all who think that you can make war without putting on the armor that Abba told you to put on, you're going to be dead in this battle. You're going to keep finding yourself dead. And dead means laying in your bed, crying, depressed, sad, with no energy, can't do anything, can't inspire anybody because you don't have any life in you. See, inspire means to breathe life into. Like when Abba breathed the life into Adam, he inspired Adam. You see? That's why he says Christ came what? A quickening spirit. An inspiring spirit, in other words, a life-giving spirit. Christ came a life-giving spirit. See? And manifest in us, it is written. Unless you fail to meet the test, it is also written. We're a mirror reflecting Christ in our living. That's why I was telling you guys about the chakras of the body, building your temple back up so that you can reflect Christ, so that when he come, he find his reflection. He find himself in you. The truth is what it is, guys. He will find truth in you and not lies and deception. And that's easy for anybody to understand. Y'all think Abba Yah is pleased with lying? Y'all think that today? Y'all think he's pleased with slander? Gaslighting? Come on, this isn't even hard. This is very, very simple. If you're not living in truth, and you know whether you are or you're not, but if you're not living in truth, then you think Abba Yah is going to be pleased with you when he finds you? And do you know why you're not living in truth? Fear. That's all it is. That's all it is. Fear. And nobody, and I mean nobody, likes to be told that. Because nobody likes to be told that they have fear. Why? Because then that means that I feel like I'm a coward and blah, blah, blah. Look, everybody has fear who's not in perfect love. Because what puts the fear out of you? I'll ask all of y'all, what puts fear out? Put it in the comment section. At 12:40 of this video, timestamp it and put the answer to this question. What puts the fear out? Because there's only one ingredient that has to be poured in order for the fear to go out. So y'all put it down there what the answer is. And then if that's the case, then that's the answer. If that's one thing that can put it out, fear that is, then isn't that the pearl of great price that you sell everything else for? Look, y'all all got fear in your life. Listen up. Y'all all have fear in your life. You have fears. Well, there's only one thing that puts the fear out. And if you're wise, then you will sell everything else that you have to obtain that one pearl. And you will rejoice once you have found it. So then there isn't any debate out here anymore about what's the truth and what's not. Abba Yah's word is truth. It triumphs over everything else today. And if you say it's not, then you're just a liar. That's all it is. Because if you don't know how to get your fear out, then you're just resisting the one ingredient that can. That's all it is. You're resisting the one thing that can put the fear out. And that one thing just happens to be Abba Yah. Because he is that one ingredient. That if you were wise, you put it in the comment section what the one ingredient is. He is that ingredient. So then you resist God. Simple ones, how long will you love simplicity? Are y'all going to be austere and grow up now and be men and women and just accept the truth that Abba Yah's word is truth? Instead of kicking against the pricks, finding every other reason to remain in your fears. That's all it is. Justifying wickedness that you do. well, it ain't so bad if I do this. The Bible do say, anything can be taken good and everything, and you find all these loopholes and reasons to just continue in your sin. Instead of just accepting the truth. I'm a wretch. I'm a lowly, naked, weak thing in the presence of Abba Yah. I am a filthy rag in the presence of Abba Yah. For without him I can do nothing. Without him I can do nothing. So then it is not this. It is not the I that can do anything. It is only I am that can do it. And I am lives in me. In him I have my being. And that is the truth, which is Christ. Is when you know that he is my I am, not I. Abba Yah is living in me, as me, and you as you. So when you eat crazy shit and talk crazy and be acting fucked up and treating people down and killing people and murdering and stealing, deceiving and backstabbing and doing all kind of wicked ass shit to people that you think ain't nobody see, Abba Yah is in you, watching everything you doing through you, nigga. Just because you don't think that's the case, don't change that. Just because you want to be Muslim and pray on the floor and pray to Allah and all that, don't change what Abba Yah's truth say. Just because you want to be a Buddhist and think that that statue up there and meditating in front of it and saying mumbling some words is going to give you the kingdom, don't change Abba Yah's truth. Just because you want to worship Krishna and all this and got a fake ass God up there with 1,000 arms on it, don't change Abba Yah's truth. Just because you think you got 100 gods and one got a head like a jackal and one got a head like a fucking eagle and one got a head like a hawk, don't change Abba Yah's truth. Just because you want to drink the blood of children and do rituals and do blood sacrifices and have people sacrifice their family members for fame and all this other shit, don't change Abba Yah's truth. Just because you want to set up a new world order and have all the confederated nations come together again and control Israel again, don't change Abba Yah's truth. That he is all, in all, and sees all. Period. Truth and love come together as one, and you can't separate them. So you trying to separate the Father and the Son is folly. All of you trying to intellectualize that shit is folly. He says he's going to make the wisdom of this world foolishness. He loves to confound the mighty things of this world with the weak things. He loved that. That's why he used David to kill Goliath. A youth, Israel. A child. He used a child. Did y'all not read about when that great army came against Israel? And that general laid in his tent and that Israelite woman took that hammer and that nail and smashed that nigga's skull down to the earth and pinned that nigga head to down to the ground, gave that nigga a dirt nap. Y'all didn't read that? Y'all need to stop playing with this truth. Abba Yah is in you. His spirit was placed in you. That's what made you elect, because he chose you to place his spirit in, a portion of himself in you. Simple as that. You can't understand that though. Why? Why can't you understand it? Why is it hard to understand? His name is I am, and that's the name you use when you talk about yourself. So when I say he in you, am I lying? Or are you just kicking against the pricks of the truth, nigga? Abba Yah said he got his chosen people that were elected to give his scriptures, the understanding of his scriptures. How do we know this? There was an Ethiopian eunuch that was reading the book of Isaiah. And he didn't understand what he was reading. Why? Because he ain't an Israelite. See, he was Ethiopian eunuch. He's reading the scripture. And Philip, who is an Israelite, was brought to this eunuch by the Spirit. And Philip said, hey, do you understand what you're reading? And the Ethiopian eunuch said, how can I understand unless some man guide me? And from that scripture, Philip taught him Yahusha. And the man was baptized that day. Grafted in. So Abba got it set up a certain way, don't he? Where the understanding of the scriptures are given to Israelites. That's what they were chosen for. Y'all don't understand that? They were chosen to receive Abba Yah's word. That's why, what did Yahusha say? Who is the word? Yahusha is the word in the flesh. John told y'all that. So if he is the word, who is the word sent to? I am not sent. The word said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Do you hear that? And then through Israel to the world. And everybody knows that. They just don't know who the Israelites truly are. Well, are you getting the profound understanding of the scriptures every 4 or 5 hours from me? Who is an Israelite? Ain't got the book in my hand, ain't got a book in my lap, I ain't. So then all praises be to Abba Yah, for his word it be true. Y'all see that? So when you don't have fear, then you know who you are, then you be who you are. Don't y'all see that? If you don't have fear and know who you are, then you just be who you are. And then once you are who you are, then you can understand why your enemies try to put you into bondage and keep you there. Because you are terrible to them. When you are in your truth, you are terrible to your enemy. Because there are truths that they don't want exposed. But you, being an Israelite, are in pure truth. So then you're going to shine the light on them. And that's why they're like, come on, get the Israelites out of here. Come and let this cut them off. Isn't it written in Psalm 83? Read it. Cut them off. So y'all rise up today and understand your truth. Because it's yours if you are true Israel. Siloam.